Test drives don't come any more rigorous than this. Over the next 3 days, I'm going to be covering over 800 miles in the BMW 4 Series to get under the skin of this new breed of BMW and find out what it's like to live with every day. Starting here, just outside of Inverness in Scotland, the route we'll be taking the scenic old military road through Cairngorm National Park for a good dynamic test, then down to Edinburgh to examine the GT credentials and its practicality. Finally, we'll be heading to take in some sights in York and Liverpool before the last long leg down to London. Wish me luck. Right. Now that I've got comfortable, let me tell you a bit more about the car that we've got to drive. It's a 4 Series 420D SE, so it's the entry-level and entry-spec diesel model. This is the heart and soul of the range. Although it was very nice to drive the 435i around the Estoril circuit in Portugal when we did the international launch, this is the car that people are actually going to buy. And I do have the spec sheet here though, and BMW have been a little bit generous with the options. So we've got some extra kit like 18-inch alloy wheels, adaptive M Sport suspension, some brushed aluminium trim, which all adds up to a total price of, I don't know if you can see it there, but it's about £38,840, which is reasonably expensive. But I've reset the trip computer, and as this is the most efficient model in the range as well, supposedly averaging a combined 60 mpg, it should mean we only have to fill up once on the way back down, despite going through all the stops I just mentioned. So now that we've started to drive a bit faster, what can we say about the dynamics of the 4 Series? Well, so far I've got to say I'm very impressed indeed. Control weights are perfect, steering is light but really accurate, it's got loads of weight throughout the rim. It's lovely, precise, slightly springy 6-speed manual gearbox, just slots into place whenever you want it to. And if you keep the engine in the power band, then there's loads of torque, which is great. But more than anything at the moment, I'm enjoying the road that we're on. Even though it's a lot wider, a fair bit longer, and with a longer wheelbase than a 3 Series, you don't really feel the extra size on the road, and that's good because these particular roads are extremely narrow. As you can see, we've now arrived in Edinburgh. We're under the shadow of the castle here on Spittal Street, and I told you we were going to have a small test of the 4 Series' practicality. Well, I might have lied a little bit. So we've got a few weekend bags here, and we're going to see just how much of this stuff we can fit in this 2-door car. Now remember, as I told you, the boot is only 445 litres. Let's see if we can get it all in one take.
As you can see, with a careful bit of rearranging and placement, we were able to fit every single item comfortably with room to spare. And in fact, the only thing we had to leave behind was the humble houseplant. Not bad for a compact and sporty 2+2 coupe, I think you'll agree. At 10 PM, we drove out of the underground car park in Edinburgh to start the 226-mile leg to Liverpool. After a full day of driving already, this would be a true test of how relaxing and comfortable the 4 Series is when pounding along the motorway. But first, we thought this might be a good time to fill the tank, as the trip computer said we'd be running on reserves by the time we reached our final destination for the first night's stop. Having arrived safely but a bit bleary-eyed the night before and taken a quick lie-in, we decided to take this new style of BMW down to the iconic Albert Dock on the shores of the Mersey. After drawing a few admiring glances and giving the car a thorough once-over, it was time to head out of the city on the second leg to York and to examine the 4 Series' style credentials.
Alright, so we're here on the motorway cruising the M62, and things are going pretty nicely. The cruise control's set. As I said to you yesterday and this morning, it's really very easy and comfortable to drive long distances. But the only fly in the ointment, and this is something I complained about yesterday as well, is that at higher speeds at a cruise, you do get a fair bit of road noise and wind noise, particularly on rougher roads, as you can probably hear right now. Right, so as you can probably tell, it's pretty late. We've arrived here in York. We've made a few stops along the way. I'm in the middle of the countryside in the pitch black, and if you don't mind, I'm gonna go get some sleep, and I'll catch up with you guys in the morning.
So having impressed in every other department, the BMW's final test had arrived. After a short but fairly entertaining drive to Castle Howard in Yorkshire, we parked up outside the gates to see if the 4 Series is elegant enough to blend into these luxurious surroundings. The optional 18-inch wheels and unique body really do make it look bulkier and meaner than the old 3 Series Coupe, and justify the new nameplate. And helpfully, to prove our point, we followed one towards the castle. Fast forward another 200 miles down the road, and as the sun went down, we had a chance to reflect on this epic road test and give our final verdict on the rebranded BMW Coupe.
We've put it through a seriously rigorous test, but ultimately the verdict is that if you want the best coupe in the executive class, you're looking at it. It might have a few faults, and we might not quite be convinced that it needed to be called the 4 Series rather than the 3 Series Coupe, but other than that, it's going to take an incredible new car to knock this off the top spot in the class.